in the Polytechnic. Once again, the Polytechnic is here full force. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Are you awake? Are you ready? Brilliant. Welcome for this last but not least day of the Women Economic Forum Conference Portugal 2019. It is going to be such a special morning with so many beautiful people here, women and men alike, just as all the other days. Now imagine even more of that. It's totally unimaginable. Mansi.
So this is a... Perfect. So we have a beautiful, short and sweet morning packed in with all the goodness and all the nourishment you're going to need for the next few months. So be with us because it is my privilege to welcome for this very, very, very special session the Mayor of Tomar. Please join us, Annabella Freitas, the hostess of, the co-hostess of this event. We are ever grateful for her magnanimity, for the venue, for all the support that's been offered. Yes, yes, yes. We welcome you. Let's welcome her with a warm round of applause.
She already speaks a few words of Portuguese, you know. Good morning. Good morning. Tânia.
Thank you so much. This is the final day of the Women Economic Forum in Tomar. I want to share a little bit about how we came to Tomar. As you all know, is because Tania insisted that instead of doing the Portugal event in Lisbon, which is everybody knows, everybody thinks, she insisted we do in Tomar. And she was supported and strengthened by your support.
Yes. My team support.
Which is led by you. And the tone of collaboration is set by the leadership. And I want to thank you for this amazing revelation. We have discovered not just a part of Portugal, but a heart of the world. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I want to now do a little tradition. Tomar is a place of tradition. We discovered with all the procession that started, this is a place of tradition and togetherness. So I want to share a little symbol of what we started at the All Ladies League as a tradition at the All Ladies League, a tradition of sisterhood, and which marks our togetherness. This is a bracelet. A band. It could be a ribbon, it could be a thread. And this one I've got for our Honorable Mayor here. This is a band of sisterhood. And this ties us in togetherness no matter which country we are in, which culture we are in. We are united by our sisterhood. We are sisters beyond borders. So I will celebrate this tradition. In India, we call it Shakti Bandhan. Bandhan means a bond, and Shakti means the divine feminine. And I, with this gesture, honor the divine feminine in my sister here, and I promise my togetherness and my sisterhood to you.
Tanya, you're going to cry. Don't cry.
Hopefully not. Because otherwise my makeup will be ruined.
And Margarita will be upset.
And Margarita, the artist, will have to redo it all over again. But it does bring tears to our eyes for the joy. And this morning, I got this beautiful, another form of Shakti Bandhan, made, which Harbin says was made especially for me, and I'm very, very honored. Thank you so much for inspiring everything, this beautiful creation.
My mother said, you know, when we were preparing for what I will wear for the opening, so I was wearing a dress, and this scarf was like a plain pink scarf. And then I discussed with my mother, who does all my designs, and she says, you know, what does Tanya like? And I said, she loves flowers. So she said, okay, why don't we put flowers on your scarf to honor Tanya? And which is what we did, and now the flowers have reached Tanya.
Let's move that way. So if any of you would like one of these absolutely precious queen designs, Harbin's mother makes them for her. Imagine how precious that is. And now, my mother gave me this blouse. So I am being honored by two mothers, plus Mother Earth, plus Mother Tumar, and Mother Portugal, and Mother Annabella, and all of the other mothers here, even the ones who don't have children. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have now a wonderful session for awards, which our mayor will award. So we'll start the session. Okay.
Please take a seat. Please take a seat. Yes, yes, great. Why don't you sit as well?
I don't know if there's time, if there's a space.
We are going to be honoring some iconic women and leaders creating a better world for all. Ladies and gentlemen, I let you know that these are trailblazers. They are makers of our future. And this is an absolute honor that we have the chance to honor them amidst us this morning. So with my pleasure and privilege, I invite our first speaker and awardee this morning, Anna Jarvis. Anna, please join us on the stage. Anna is the partner and manager at Prima Link Sustainable Solutions from Portugal, the creator of Yogurt Nest, where they create tools to empower families and make them more sustainable, resilient, and happy. We welcome you, Anna. If I could also request to be joined on the stage by Camila Rodriguez. Camila, please join us on the stage as well. From Portugal as well, the co-founder of Women for Work movement, for women who want to create their own professional path according to their specific skills and requirements. It's an honor. If I could invite Francine Fleury Rodet. How did I do with your name? Okay. From Canada, now living in Portugal, the president and volunteer of Barefoot Doctors, someone who is trained in specialized education and different alternative therapies, the co-founder and animator for movements and companies related to organic agriculture, an iconic woman indeed. If I could request Joanna Borges Continue to please join us on this industrials panel as well, the founder and lead consultant at Sustain Azores, a postgraduate in climate change and sustainable development policies. She sees herself and indeed is a change agent and a facilitator in the transition to a better world for all. Very quiet, very quiet. We only have maybe like 2 hours to go. Let's expend that energy. Yes, if you know what yes, thank you. Teresa Abasush. Teresa, we welcome you. Now, this lady is a phenomena. I think the Portuguese in the house know her well. An icon, the CEO of Junior Achievement Portugal. So, Vice President of Surf Addict. One of the first female surf pioneers in Portugal. She facilitates access to surf for physically and mentally handicapped people. An icon surfer, an iconic woman. It's a true, true honor. We welcome you. I'm watching you guys. If I could invite on the stage Leah Vasconcelos. Please put your hands together in welcoming this lovely professor, marine litter and sustainable planning expert, an author and a PhD in environmental engineering and social systems. I can breathe now. Co-founder of WTMUP, an investigation action group in governance. An absolute powerhouse of multiple talents. It's an honor, Leah. If I could invite Carolina Almeida Cruz. From Portugal, a social entrepreneur who believes in the potential of human beings. Her motto is, become your best version. The founder of SAPNA, Portugal's leading social and entrepreneurial impact investment fund and NGO. It's a true honor to have you amongst us. We are going to be joined, not in person, but in spirit, on video conference, also by a great icon, Raquel Gaspar. She is going to join us through the magic of technology just towards the end of this panel, but maybe I'll introduce her before she starts to speak. Indeed, I saved the man for the end. Frederico, we saved you. We saved you. You're the cherry on our cake. By divine design. Frederico Fezal Vital, the CEO of Junior Achievement Portugal, invited professor of social entrepreneurship, founder of Land of Dream Project, someone who's passionately obsessed with impact and positive change. Let's do this. Thank you. Congratulations. As you can see, the trailblazers are amongst us, and it's an absolute honor to invite our first speaker to share her story and to inspire us, Anna Jarvis. Welcoming Anna. Welcoming Anna.
Okay. Bom dia. Good morning. It's such an honor to be here today and feeling inspired by all of you. So I want to thank you, the organization, for the invitation for being here today. And I want to start by telling you a story. It's a small story about finding your mission for your life. So there was a little girl that lived in Aveiro. Aveiro is in the north of Portugal, and it's by the sea. So this little girl liked to walk through the beach, long walks, and doing beach combing. Do you know what is beach combing? So beach combing, it's where you find the high tides, and you see what the ocean left there. So what this little girl was finding was all these gorgeous seashells and seaweeds, the brown, the green, the red seaweeds. And she also found pieces of plastic debris. And she was wondering what the plastic debris were doing there, how they got there. And maybe you just guessed that this little girl was me. Oh, thank you. That's Vera. And so this little girl grew up, and she thought she wanted to be a vet surgeon, because when she went to school, she was always giving her food and her lunch to the cats and dogs that she was feeding on the street. And she wanted to be a vet surgeon because she wanted to stop all that suffer that she was seeing, all these sick animals, and she didn't know how to do it. And then me, ended up in another graduation called Animal Production, Zootechnical Engineering. And what you do in that graduation, you learn how to raise animals and then to kill them, to eat them. And this was not me. So I ended up stop eating meat and campaigning for it. And then I studied up a little bit more and start to work as a biologist in environmental education. And this was in an public aquarium. This was a great challenge for me because, you know, I'm a bit shy person. And, but I know I had all this information, and I wanted to pass on this information to these groups of kids and grown-ups that we had there in the public aquarium. And I had to do that. So I had to grab this challenge. And it was very, very, very good because, you know, all that stuff that I was seeing when I was beach camping, I could explain that to the kids, and we could speak about the plastic debris, where did they come, and how could we stop that or reduce that. And then I did some other stuff. I also made some campaigns for the bees and the pollinators, explaining their importance. So I started up another environmental education project and a pedagogical apiary. And then I thought I could do some more. Yes, I can do some more. I can do some more to help people and the community and the environment. So I thought, why not starting a Transition Towns initiative in my town? So I did it. But you know, when I started, I sent an email to lots of people, NGOs, projects, people that I knew related to social programs, environmental programs. And you know how many answers I received to that email? 0. But I didn't give up. And I met at work a colleague with whom I work today, which is Miguel. He's in the front, sitting there. And he said, Anna, don't give up. They will appear and they will follow you. And because he was the founder of the first transition initiative in Portugal, I believed him, and that was it. So 1 year later, I did some networking, and then I received lots of answers. And we made really lots of activities for the community, free activities on like free skilling, workshops, and how to repair your bicycle, how to cycle, how to learn some stuff about how to feed yourself, how to plant, well, lots of stuff that I really can't tell right now, but you can check in Aveiro in Transição. You can look for Aveiro in Transition, or Aveiro in Transição. Well, and then I did something more with Miguel. We founded a company, and this is a company that creates and sells products that help families to live a more sustainable life in a healthier way in using natural products. So this is a form of being a conscious entrepreneur. So what I like to tell you is that you have to find your mission in your life, and your mission is your life. You have a thread, and it's not a line. It's like this, but you have to find it, and you have to use all your voice and all your tools, all the tools that you have to do your mission, to form and to create a better world for us together, to live together. Don't do it alone. Find your partners and do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for sharing your journey. You are indeed an agent of change, positivity, and unlimited possibilities. Thank you. Thank you for you. I invite Camila Rodriguez. Let's welcome her with our love and gratitude once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me here. I represent Mulheres à Obra. We are a cooperative platform of female entrepreneurs. We were born 2 years ago, precisely this day. Today it is our second birthday. We are celebrating here with you. And today we gather more than 80,000 women. So we grew very fast. We have lots of people in our network. We are a bottom-up movement, social movement. We already have our own site, our own conference and business fair, which will happen next weekend in Lisboa, in Centro Empresarial das Amoreiras. You are welcome to join us. We have an online magazine on female entrepreneurship and a radio program. So we are very, very active. We depend solely upon the support of our own women. We have 100 women who finance us and allow us to do all these things. So I would like to thank you all, and most of all you, for this recognition. It is very, very important for us, considering we are a social movement which is not formally constituted, and sometimes it is very hard to make ourselves respected and known. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Camila, for doing all the pertinent work you do. I invite Francine Fury Rodet.
Peço desculpa, entenda, mas não falo inglês e falo mal português. Então,
Francine understands but cannot speak Portuguese. Well, she can speak Portuguese but not English, but she understands it.
bom dia. Obrigada a todos de estar juntos cá.
Thank you for being here all together.
Sou Francine, francesa, de mãe espanhola, de pai suíço, com residência oficial no Quebec, Canadá, e vivo em Portugal.
So,
Cidadão do mundo.
wait a minute. This is something else. So Francine is French. Her mother is Spanish. Her father is Swiss. Her residency is in Quebec, Canada, and at the moment she lives in Portugal. A true citizen of the world.
Sou mulher, esposa, avó, educadora de rua, voluntária em missão permanente e, como tal, faço várias coisas no mesmo tempo. Nada de especial tanto.
I am a woman, a wife, a grandmother, an educator in the streets, a volunteer in a permanent mission, and so I do many things at the same time, though nothing special.
Estar envolvido na agricultura biológica, comida saudável, saúde natural, para mim é normal, lógico. Porque para ter saúde devemos ter uma boa dieta. E para ter uma boa dieta precisamos de uma agricultura respeitosa do mundo e da planeta.
To be involved in it's not biologic agriculture. How do you say it in English? Organic agriculture and healthy food and natural health, for me, that is normal, logical, because in order to be healthy, we need to have a good diet, and a good diet requires a respectful form of agriculture.
Portanto, atualmente, a situação é grave, gravíssima. O planeta está a morrer e muitas gentes olham do outro lado.
So now the situation is very serious. The planet is dying and many people just look the other way.
Carlyle disse, se achamos que o mundo em que vivemos é ruim, feio, devemos nós perguntar, primeiro, o que fizemos nós para torná-lo melhor.
Carlyle said, if we think the world is bad, terrible, we should ask ourselves first, what have we done to make it a better place?
Mudar é da responsabilidade de cada um. Comece por pequenos passos diários e quando olhamos por trás, percebemos o progresso feito e as melhorias conseguidas. A prova, nós todos juntos estamos ao redor do mundo.
To change is the responsibility of each one of us. It starts with small gestures each day. And when we look back, we understand the progress we've made and what we've managed to improve. The proof is all of us together around the world.
Nesta caminhada de vida, com o meu marido, demos origem à agricultura biológica em Portugal, já há anos. Criamos no Quebec uma escola de saúde natural e uma associação humanitária internacional baseada na autonomia, nos recursos locais e na etnomedicina.
In this path, together with my husband, we have originated organic agriculture in Portugal. We have created in Quebec a natural health school and an international humanitarian association based on autonomy, local resources and ethnomedicine.
Agora, chegamos numa outra etapa da nossa vida. Voltamos para Portugal em Idanha Nova, uma terra onde as tradições ainda vivem, mas também voltar para a inovação.
Now, on a new path in our life, we have come to Portugal and we live in Idanha Nova, a place where traditions still live, but also which is facing innovation.
Onde podemos transmitir o nosso conhecimento, compartilhar as nossas experiências práticas e a bagagem acumulada, seja um centro de documentação de quase 18 mil livros e milhares de documentos sobre a saúde, a alimentação, o desenvolvimento sustentável e as alternativas.
Here we can transmit our knowledge, share our practical experiences and all of the accumulated experience with a documental center with almost 18,000 books and thousands of documents about health, food, sustainable development and alternatives.
Onde podemos plantar as sementes de novas realizações e transmiti-las aos mais jovens para desenvolver esses valores de ser e métodos de fazer.
We can here plant the seeds of our realizations and transmit them to the young ones so that they can develop these values of being and doing.
Em Idanha Nova, no coração das zonas rurais mais desertas, onde o presidente do Conselho mais nos seduziu pelo seu dinamismo na busca de soluções ecológicas para superar o impasse da imigração, da desertificação, do abandono da terra e das aldeias, através da promoção de inovações e da agricultura bio, para mostrar ao mundo que podemos recomeçar em Idanha em qualquer idade.
So I will summarize. In Idanha Nova, there is a big movement by the president that is contradicting the desertification and the abandonment of the lands, making a new start in this place which was being left behind.
Juntos, assumimos o desafio de participar dessa verdadeira mudança social. Juntos, demos origem à primeira biorregião portuguesa.
Together we have created the first Portuguese bioregion.
Agora estamos criando um centro ecológico em co-construção, onde desenvolveremos uma clínica de saúde natural, capacitaremos jovens em técnicas de saúde natural, acompanharemos os convalescentes e os nossos queridos idosos para que possam continuar a vida deles na harmonia e equilíbrio. Semeamos as sementes. Ao plantar sementes de balotes, veremos o nascimento de majestuosos carvalhos. Também estamos tentando semear a igualdade e a solidariedade, a determinação, a justiça, o compartilhamento e a comunicação. Obrigado por ser também sementes e ferramentas para esta mudança, para dar nascimento a uma floresta gigante.
So I will summarize. So we are creating an ecological eco-construction center and a natural health center, also giving capacity to youngsters and taking care of the old ones and the sick ones to create life in harmony and balance. so that by planting seeds, these can grow into majestic trees, and that all of us can become a gigantic forest of change makers.
Obrigada.
Thank you so much for the contribution, for the seeds you sow, the physical seeds that you sown into our precious resource, into the land, as well as the spiritual seeds you're sowing through the education work. Thank you so much. Invaluable contribution I think you're making for our future. Thank you. Obrigada. I invite Joanna Continue.
Hello, good morning. So first of all, I'd like to thank the organization for this very kind invitation, and to also congratulate you on the amazing event that you have done. Being an event organizer myself, I'm taking many notes on the catering and other sustainable ways of running events, so that's delightful. And also, it's a great honor for me not just to receive this, but to be amongst such amazing women and men. A very brief message I would like to leave. A sentence that has stuck with me my entire life is that Gandhi, in his very wise words, said that true happiness comes when what you think, what you say, and what you do are the same thing. And for me, my sustainability path has been precisely that, to understand how I can do and think what I'm feeling on a daily basis. So when I first went to university, I studied law. I then discovered that law had very little connection with justice, and so decided that my path had to change to something else. And funnily enough, Francine, after reading some books, I decided to study organic agriculture. And so that's how my path started in the UK. And from organic agriculture, I evolved into natural resource development, international development, and all sorts of other ways to manage the relationship between people and planet. And what I have found throughout the last 20 years of my life and my career is that sustainability is very difficult because we need to walk the talk. And that is the main message that brings us back to this Gandhi sentence of thinking and doing and feeling along the same path. And as my very good friend Sylvia pointed out yesterday, this is very difficult because we are all profoundly human. And as profound humans, we find it very difficult to keep consistency on a daily basis. So later in life, in my 30s, I had my first child, and I was doing my PhD in political ecology, taking organic agriculture to a different level. But I realized that again, I was living in an urban environment, that again, I was not eating the food that I was producing, that again, I was having to deal with all sorts of issues that were not aligned with how I thought and what I wanted to do. And so I decided to move back to the Azores, which is my homeland, and to take back the knowledge that I had gained throughout the world to do something different and to do something on the ground. And I really wanted to grow my own food, so I just recuperated an old family house and did an eco lodge where we grow organic food and where tourists can visit us and keep a low carbon footprint throughout their holidays. By doing this, we have had a very profound impact on the local community, not only by giving stable jobs and showing people that businesses can be run not just for profit, but also for social and environmental value. But we have also had a very large ripple effect on the region as a whole, because as a consequence of that, our regional government, our municipalities, and our businesses started thinking, hang on, maybe sustainability is one way that we can move forward and that we can do our things, and so change from business as usual into something that is better, not more. And so as a consequence of that, I was invited to start advising and doing consultancy in sustainability, and that's how Sustain Azores was born. And with Sustain Azores, we have been able to influence, lobby, and advocate for sustainability on a policy level, on an entrepreneurial level, and on a day-to-day level through education, schools, and all kinds of other things. I'm not going to bore you with the details. It's all online, and I'm available, so you can have my very lovely seed paper cards that you can contact me on later on. But just to say that it has been a journey, it still is a journey. I too am profoundly human, and so I constantly have to go back and check myself to see if what I am thinking and what I am saying and what I am doing are the same thing. They aren't always, but I try very hard every day. And if I leave a message here today, is for all of us to try and walk the talk, because if we don't, things will never change. And so I wish for you, as I wish for me, that what you think, what you say, and what you do are the same thing, and that you can find your happiness as I find mine every day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joanna. You've said it so evocatively that we're profoundly human. That gives us the liberties to sometimes meander, sometimes ebb and flow, but keep coming back home. And to speak of flow, does that remind you of anyone on this panel? Yes! We have an iconic female surfing pioneer. It's an honor to invite Teresa Abrasush. Abrasush. It means hugs. Oh my God. Abrasush. That's Portuguese for hugs. Abrasush. You carry a hug in your name.
I'm embracing it.
So beautiful.
Well, I feel more at ease in the ocean than here. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm going to read because I'm so passionate about what I do that I will be lost if I keep talking and talking. Okay. My theme is sharing a passion. I took up surfing in the 80s. It was a male-dominated sport. We were around 4 or 5 girls in the whole country. Even when a couple more started, they would usually quit. So my goal, besides becoming a better surfer, was to see more girls in the water and encourage them. In the beginning, I had to compete with men, as there was no women's division in Portugal. I've competed many years. I was part of the Portuguese national surfing team for 10 years and reached some relevant results, such as national champion and bronze medalist in the European Surfing Championships. Most people frequently say that all these achievements must have given me a lot of joy and pride. I admit they have. But what I felt was that all those medals and trophies looked really nice at home on the shelves, but in a way they kind of brought me a feeling of selfishness. I mean, I had surfed all those years for myself, for my own pleasure, for my own titles. Surfing has been giving me so much that I felt the need to give back. That's when I decided to stop competing and share my passion with other people who, for several reasons, aren't able to do it on their own. That's why I've been traveling to different countries in Africa, such as Senegal, Mozambique, Cape Verde, São Tomé e Príncipe, Ivory Coast, and Ghana, where surfing is or was almost unknown. I always bring surfing and school material to the kids and help them getting their first thrilling experience of sliding on a wave. Since 2014, I've been concentrating my efforts on kids from a local community in São Tomé e Príncipe, helping them to have a sustainable way of living through surfing by giving surf lessons, renting surfboards, or being surf guides to tourists. As I believe sports can have an important role in changing mentalities, I always try to involve girls in these countries I've been visiting, as the role of women is almost only linked to traditional activities such as giving birth or taking care of the family, all this at a really early age. The other project I've embraced after stopping competing is the Portuguese Adaptive Surfing Association, a non-profitable organization that helps people with all kinds of disabilities to go surfing. Our main goal is to bring these people to the beach and help them have the exciting experience of sliding on the waves with all the benefits that come with it, such as promotion of healthy routines, improvement of self-esteem, resilience, and social skills, as well as increased awareness among local government officials and the public in general about the needs of citizens with disabilities and the importance of accessibility and participation. Well, to summarize, what I've been doing all these years is to show that surfing can be practiced by anyone, regardless of age, gender, skin color, or physical limitation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Your contribution is as humbling as it's inspiring. You are indeed a shiro. A shiro. If I could invite Leah Vasconcelos. Welcoming Leah.
Good morning, everybody. I congratulate the organizing committee for bringing this international event to Tomar and to Portugal. Thank you very much. I also thank WEF and all for honoring me with this award, an honor that I extend to my collaborators. This recognition gives me a feeling of accomplishment, and it is a nice stimulus to pursue my work. Putting it plain, what I do is putting people working together. That's my job, okay? And in the areas of environment and in areas of sustainability, and I put them co-construct something together, jointly. How did I get here? I was brought up in a multicultural environment. Dialogue called my attention early as a key contribution to mutual understanding and collaboration. Genuine dialogue as a main role in overcoming misunderstandings and contributing to a more cohesive society. I took a degree in architecture, followed by a master in community planning in the US. That made me embark as a profession in developing plans, working with maps and GIS. But that contribution to me didn't change much what was happening. And I felt the need for people. People were needed to be brought to the process. So we need persons as well. As part of my research, I began questioning how and when information and knowledge were used, because our plans, our projects frequently were not even read. So I discovered that only information and knowledge with meaning to those involved were used in the decision-making process, and the building of more knowledge requires sharing and debating it. This is particularly relevant for environmental issues where uncertain and complex contexts create a lot of controversy and lead to the radicalized positions. Collaborative processes are, as any other scientific field, supported by a conceptual framework following requires that must be observed to assure success. The use of genuine, sound, and professional collaborative process since primarily phase of a project proved to empower participants, give them voice, and amplify the voice of the less heard, and open the process to more flexible and better solutions. Within this frame of mind, and following a long involvement in the participatory component of the implementation of Agenda 21st in Portugal, that was an important experimental ground, I turned to challenge of addressing conflicts and got involved in two paradigmatic projects. Cova da Moura, a self-constructed multi-ethnic neighborhood that was part of a governmental experimental program, departing from a situation of conflict between the residents and the city hall, with residents seeking to maintain the neighborhood and a city wall wanting to tear down 2/3 of it. This taught me that although we, as experts, are afraid of conflict, then can be, if well framed, useful for engaging people in collaborative solutions, as all involved are already one step ahead in social, intellectual, and political capital. After this challenging experience, we applied to the Prize of Sustainable Oceans of the Gulbenkian Foundation and Lisbon Oceanário in 2008. And we won with the project Margov to develop a collaborative model of governance for marine protected areas, proposing to address the conflict generated by the marine park in Arrábida that oppose artisanal fishermen and the manager by engaging interested parties in a genuine dialogue to build a constructive discourse among all. It was within this project that I coordinate the book, The Power of Dialogue, reporting a diversity of experience where dialogue and subsequent collaboration made a difference, building up bottom-up governance. Our role as academics involves researching and lecturing, but must be reached out to effective contribution to society and to communities and individuals' well-being. 2 secrets. It is not what you make, but how you make it. And people are not the problem, but they are the solution. The secret is to work collaboratively and co-construct, and co-construct. What matters and makes the difference is to work jointly, as you have so well showed us during these 3 days. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you so much, Leah. That's so beautiful. Thank you for summing your work with the conference. That's really most kind of you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Because with the kind of work you do, and you said so beautifully that people are not the problem, they're the solution. I think we're going to take that home to India, where our population sometimes can be the problem, is the problem, but we need to turn it into a solution. And that's an example, actually, that we see in Portugal in like a microcosm way, that the world needs to really adapt, because you guys work on the basis of communities, creating small, very strong communities and working from the ground up. And this is a model, I think, that the world can replicate. I don't know if this is something that happens in this part of Portugal or this part of the Mediterranean, but it's something very special. And it's effective because it works. Beautiful. Look at you guys doing the magnificent work that you're all doing. So that's great. Thank you, Leah, for pointing that out. I invite Carolina Almeida Cruz to share her journey.
I'm not a hug girl, but I think this is my size, no? Thanks, dear God.
If it's my size, it's your size.
Yeah, I wish. Okay. Hello, good morning. Yay, yay. So good morning, thank you so much for being here in the Sunday morning. Honestly, audience, you are incredible to be here. Yay. Thank you to the organization. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rui Vasques. I'm not seeing him, but he's the reason I'm standing here. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And, okay. So, Sapana means dream, but I think awards give you a chance to do something, to think again why and what the hell have you been doing for the last, in my case, 7 years. And I think 3 words come to my mind: passion, passion for a human being, passion for a cause, passion for the reason that I think the major waste in the world is skills waste, is the reason why people don't know who and what are they working for. And I think Sapana, since the beginning, we've been working individuals to become their best version within unemployed inmates, with jails, with youth at risk. And we have, for example, in the case with unemployed, we have 82% of success rate in Portugal, saying it means 82 people in 100 started to work or create their own business. This is something starting in 2012 when we have such an unemployment rate. But the thing is, if the first word is passion, the second one is sacrifice. Sacrifice time with people that you love. Sacrifice time with people that you care about. And normally, those people are your family. The people that you put in the second place. Your partner in crime, my boyfriend / husband, my parents, grandparents, the people that you really are so grateful for. And the third one, I would say, the most important one, and it's common to all. People, profound humans. To you, girl. Profound humans, because without them, we wouldn't be enough. Without my Sapana team, without Karina, Miguel Jerónimo, Patrícia Assis, Mafalda Mendes de Almeida, Lígia Neves, Marta Horta, Andréia Estarreja, Marlene Martins, Sandra Gomes, Filipa Fonseca, João Franco, and so on, and so on, and so on. All our partners, Isabel Lapanha, the first investor. People who said us no, and who made us more resilient. So awards are the ones who make us believe in something. Maybe when people say you no, they are saying you yes. Maybe when people say maybe you're not able or capable to do something, you have to sustain yourself. And I think, just to finish, for me, personally, awards says me something. And this moment says me something. It's not about myself. It's about a teamwork. It's about a community work. It's about a sustained work. And without that, it's not enough. So it's about daily basis work. Without you being there, it wouldn't be enough. So I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Beautiful, Carolina. We are a sum total of the people that surround us, the people that we choose to have in our inner circle. We are that circle of influence because we curate that. Subconsciously, we curate that. So I think you dedicating your award to your team members, to your family, to your grandparents, so meaningful, so beautiful. Really honoring that divinity back into its sphere. And I invite the lucky man, Frederico Fezas Vital.
Hi. As a good old Capricorn I am, I'm used to have responsibility. And I have much responsibility today because, not only because I'm the only man here, but also because I'm the only man among such amazing women. And of course, the third, as Carolina put it, it's a big responsibility to have an award because it means you have the obligation to do more. I was born from a woman, I guess you know that. So the sacred feminine is in me since I was born. And I had a love in my life, which was my grandmother. I always lived with my grandmother since I was 4 days old. My grandmother lived for a time in Africa, in Mozambique, and she was totally in love with Mozambique and Africa. And when she got sick, when I was around 20s or my 20s, she had a dream to go back to Africa and live again all that she had lived before, the sensations. She talked about the colors of Africa, the smells of Africa, and how that made her profoundly different as a human being. And she had this dream, but she was sick, and she thought that she couldn't fulfill this dream. So what I did was, I went to her doctor and asked him if I could take her to Africa, if she had the conditions to go to Africa. Because I thought that if I could do this, maybe I could open her mind for possibility. And I talked to the doctor and he told me, yes, you can do that. And I was really happy, and I went to my grandmother and I told her, grandmother, I have some wonderful news. I'm going to take you to Africa because your doctor told me that I can do that. You can physically do that. And she said, but I can't. And I asked her why. And she said, because I'm afraid. So when I started thinking, when I was around my 30s, 32 actually, what could I do to change the world? I started thinking in my greatest belief, which is that impossible is just a word, and we can do whatever we put our effort and strength into. And I couldn't do that to my grandmother, so I created Land of Dreams in 2007 to do that for kids and families with sick kids, very sick kids, some of them dying. Because I think that if we believe in possibility and we strongly believe in this, we act differently and our lives are different. We fulfill the dreams of more than 700 kids, but more than that, we try to strengthen their emotional health, which is fundamental for the overall health. Since I started Land of Dreams, I understood that life doesn't have a meaning if you don't put a purpose on it. And I became obsessed with impact. Now I try to help people to develop their purpose through education. I'm now the CEO of Junior Achievement, which is a worldwide organization in 130 countries, and we teach young people to have the tools to make their lives better through entrepreneurship and through the will to change their lives. Because I'm in Tomar, and Tomar means so much to me, I would like to leave a final message to you all, which I think is very useful. Put your life in the service of others, and as it happened to me, you will change your life forever. And I would like to give you this message, which is the motto from the Templar Knights. And the motto from the Templar Knights is in Latin, non nobis domine non nobis sed nomini tuo da gloriam, which in English is, not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but unto thy name give glory. Everything you do, do it with a conscience that you're at the service of humanity. And I'm sure you'll leave your footprint as a human being. Thank you.
I just wait a moment before I speak because I let your words resound for a moment longer. Let them linger. Such a beautiful summation of this morning. Thank you. Really. I have nothing to say. Beautiful, really. Thank you for leaving us with that message also from Templar Knights, honoring the tradition back to the motherland. Thank you. We have a video message from our last panelist who is not able to be with us in person, but she's left a message for us. If we have the message on cue, we will play it. Great. It's a message from, I will introduce her. Her name is Raquel Gaspar. She's a marine biology PhD from Portugal, and it's her passion today that she's co-founded Ocean Alive Association, developing women leadership in ocean conservation. She's also a children's book author. We will hear from her now.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you, President of the Council of Tomar, and to Old Ladies League for this distinction. I believe that every human being in this planet is connected to us, women, and this is what makes our power a unique opportunity to change the world. In my work at Ocean Life, I work with women from the fishing community. I work to empower them as leaders in ocean conservation, transforming and promoting good practices among their peers, to save a very special place in the South Estuary, a place that is called Seagrass Meadows. It's a kind of marine forest where every fish and shellfish they depend are created and are born there. I have such an enormous love for the ocean, and I dream and I love about what I do. Thank you.
You can always hear me anyway, right? I'd like to invite Honorable Mayor Annabella and Dr. Herbine and Tanya, please to join us in giving away the awards to these landmark leaders, to these icons of our future. It's such an honor. If I could invite Anna Jarvis to please accept her award as an iconic woman creating a better world for all at the Women Economic Forum in Portugal 2019. I invite Camila Rodriguez to accept her award. Francine Rodet, please accept your award as an iconic woman creating a better world for all. In the historical land of Tomar, in Portugal, in this beautiful morning, surrounded by so much beauty. Inviting Joanna Continio to accept this honor. On behalf of the All Ladies League at the Women Economic Forum in Portugal. Inviting Teresa Abrasosh, please to accept her honor for a lifetime of achievements, for the icon that you are and the work that you do. We congratulate you. I invite Leah Vasconcelos. Please forgive my Portuguese. I think it's time to stand and really offer the respect and the honor that this panel requires, deserves. Yes, thank you, Harbin. Carolina Almeida Cruz, we invite you to accept this honor as an iconic woman creating a better world for all. Federico Fezash Vital, please accept this honor as an iconic leader creating a better world for all. We also have an award for Raquel Gaspar. You heard her message, so we will be sending her this award later. I request all the trailblazers to step ahead for a group photograph so we can capture this moment, this very special moment.
I just want to thank this panel for the great beauty and surge of inspiration and a very powerful feeling. I don't know how many of you felt that in this panel, but I felt it very, very strongly. And Federico, I want to thank you for translating that message from the Templar Knights of keeping it so similar to what we have in India, and it gave me goosebumps when you translated that, and Tanya shared with me as well that be a temple where the divine resides, and when the divine resides in you, you will be in the service of humanity, and that would be the greatest purpose, uplifting your life and inspiring your life. I want to make a little humble offering of the same thought in Sanskrit, and it's a prayer in India, and I want to offer it to you because you just inspired that lift in my heart, and it just wants to come out in prayer and showing that you could be in Portugal here and I could be in India, but we are connected by the thread of this enlightened thinking. And so I offer it to all of you in honor of all of you and in honor of all of you who are here and in honor of Tomar and the spirit of the Templar Knights which is there with us. Mam sasmatvad karaniyam lokhitam mama karaniyam lokhitam mama karaniyam. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Can't speak right now. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, really. This has been really something has moved through us, through all of you, and I think this is how it was intended to be. Thank you once again to each one of you. We congratulate you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
We now have one of those beautiful surprises we've been having offered to all of us during this beautiful weekend with the Canto Firme, again, music school, with a beautiful piece of music, transverse flute and guitar duo, to celebrate what we have just witnessed in grand style.
Hello, good morning. I'm Lucia and he is Felipe. We are music students in Confirm here in Portugal, and we are going to play two pieces. The first one is Slow Tango, Café 1930 by Astor Piazzolla, and the second one is a Brazilian piece, Paçoca by Celso Machado. I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
I welcome you once again. Before, we're inching every moment closer to our closing. But before that, we may or may not have saved the best for the last. I'll leave that up to you to decide. Because in this panel, we have for you beacons of hope. People who act as torchlights on our path to follow. Ambassadors of change, positivity, and love. What an honor to have people who stand for what they stand for amongst us in flesh and blood. And you will see in a moment why I say the words I do. If I could invite our dignitaries, if I could invite our dignitaries to initiate the calling of the panel, I invite Secretary of State Maria Dusso Albuquerque to please join us on the stage. It's an honor. A sister that we also had the utmost pleasure of having at the Women Economic Forum in New Delhi last year. And we get to welcome her in her own home. It's a pleasure for me. Dr. Harbeen Arora, I invite you, please, to take the stage. If I could invite our hostess, Mayor of Tomar, Annabella Freitas, to please kindly take the main stage once again. If I could also ask the co-hostess with the mostest, Tania Castillo, to please join her honorable guests. None of this happens without the big boss, you know. If I could invite our first illustrious speaker, awardee on this panel, Maria Antonia Barreto. Welcoming Maria, Professor and Coordinator of the Lera Polytechnic Institute. What an honor. Also an author and investigator coordinating several projects, the most relevant of which is about the role of civil society organizations in education in Africa. Please welcome this leader of the decade. If I could invite May East, welcoming once again the inspirational leader, the founder of Gaia Education from Brazil and the UK, a sustainability educator, spatial planner, and social innovator, designated as one of the 100 global sustainability leaders 3 years in a row, ladies and gentlemen. What an honor. What an honor. An absolute honor and privilege to invite somebody to the Portuguese in the house and the international audience that you may be familiar with. In fact, it's a guarantee because I invite Carla Costello to please take the main stage. From Portugal, a journalist in the field of environmentalism, she coordinates TV programs such as Earth on Alert and Green Economy. A woman of the decade in environmental journalism, welcoming this beautiful lady. Inviting Fernanda Ribeiro. This lady, I will have you know, holds the record for the most athletic medals won in Portugal, an Olympic medalist. She's the founder of an athletics academy in her name, aiming to be a reference in sports, because her motto is, athletics is a life practice. An iconic woman you know, are well familiar with. She's well loved. She's the face of the people, Catarina Furtado. A TV presenter, an actress, UNFPA Goodwill Ambassador, founder of Hearts with a Crown Association from Portugal, a renowned public figure. These Portuguese women, I tell you. We are also joined by two men who chose to be at the other end of technology. So we have their presence in spirit on a video. And we'll begin actually with a video conference, if it's on cue, with Viriato Sorominho Marques. I will introduce him quickly. He's from Portugal. He's a political philosophy and philosophy of nature professor, sustainable development expert, public speaker, and member of the Lisbon Academy of Sciences of the Portuguese Marine Academy. He's also the special advisor of the board of the Blue Ocean Foundation. We will open this panel with his expertise. Welcome. We welcome you, Viriato. Just give us a moment.
This event. Are you listening to me?
Yes.
Yeah? I was greeting the audience, greeting all the fantastic panel with whom I am sharing this time, and also expressing my gratitude to Tânia Castilho and Margarida Moreira. We have a few times, so I'm going to share with you what I think is most important in terms of my self-reflection about my work. And that's why I'm going to use some very short and quick slides, because I think it's better, giving the fact that I am far away, and the communication will be more, let's say, less warm and more rational. Let me share with you. So, looking to what I consider most important in the perspectives that we have regarding our present and future, and looking back also to the work I have done until now, I think that there are four main areas of concern and four main values and concepts. So the first one is the need to think about the fragility of complex systems. The second one is the paradox between individualism and interdependence. The third one is the need of balancing the triangle of the future. And finally, the fourth one is the need for compulsory cooperation. Going to the first one, we live in a civilization very much concerned with the increase of growth, with the increase of performance. However, I think that we should be concerned, first of all, with the fragility of the complex systems we live in. The environment, the earth system. We have great problems with the environmental crisis, with climate change, with the political systems. I try to understand what is happening in the United States, the history of the United States, the history of the European Union, in order to understand how these political systems can be improved and can be interesting for the whole system. The international system, the need to find ways for improving the peace in the international system. One of my first works was about the danger of a nuclear war in Europe in the 80s. And finally, the technological risk that is part of our present and future. The second one, the paradox about between individualism and the interdependence. I think that we need to understand today that our micro-futures are so entirely tied up, entangled with the single web of the macro-future, that in order for us to have a personal space for building our private and family stories, we need to understand that it's vital that we are united in preserving the global web of life and the global web of human and natural life. There is no sanctuary, so we need to overcome a certain illusion that is pervading in our culture of the possibility of a kind of individual sanctuary. There is no such thing. We need to be together. In order to be ourselves, we need to be with the others. Third element, the future, the triangle of the future. I think that we have three key elements: the knowledge, unknown, and the action. Usually, we focus very much on knowledge. It's key to know and to improve knowledge. However, we should not neglect the unknown, and we should, above all, not neglect that the future depends also about depend on the deeds, not just on concepts, but on action, on really transformative action. So those two elements, the surprise of the unknown and the contribution that each of us, men and women, every people in the earth, our contribution is key for the future. And finally, my last word. Today, the cooperation between nations, the cooperation between individuals, the cooperation between cultures, it's not a matter of choice, in my opinion. It's a matter of necessity. So building new borders, building new walls, it's not just a moral failure. It's an intellectual error, and it's a political crime, so to say. So we need to remember that compulsory cooperation is the flag that we need to embrace, because either we work together for a better future or we will perish together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Viriato, for taking us through that beautiful pyramid. I like how you say that it's the balance of the future, because you're right. If we don't keep the equilibrium, it could be a little bit tricky. Thank you so much for taking us through that. Beautiful. Appreciate your time. Thank you. If I could invite Maria Antonia Barreto.
Okay, great. You like this one or this one? Which one you prefer?
So, good morning to everybody. It's a pleasure for me. It's a surprise. When they invited me, it's a surprise. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. What you want? Because what I can say, sir, I am a normal woman, very happy to be human. 66 years. And I think I am good with my 66 years. Very good. I feel very good now. I am a woman, a very, very happy woman, a very, very happy mother, and very, very happy grandmother. So I work, as they said, during 44 years and 38 at Polytechnic of Leiria. So what I do? All that time I train teachers. Several of them are from Tomar, from Orem, and so and so and so. And I hope to be there more years. I don't want to go back. I can talk a minute about something everybody knows. The relevant paper of education. Several kinds of education, everybody knows it. But is important also motivation, relationship, evaluation, and answer to the education must answer to several questions. And I would like to talk also about cooperation in education. During 40 years, I'm working in Angola, Guinea-Bissau, São Tomé, Mozambique, and more and more I say the importance of the cooperation in education. With a specific, it's not easy to do that cooperation, but it's very, very important and very relevant. And for those who did that cooperation, we learned very, very, very much. We learn more than we teach. So I think it's enough. Yeah, it's for me, it's enough. I can finish? You can finish? No, but... Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Maria, for your beautiful words and the endearing person that you are. Thank you. Really, you create a legacy every day, and we are so humbled by your humility. Thank you. Okay. It's a pleasure to invite May East, if we may hear from her once again, the founder of Gaia Education.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, meninas e meninos. It is a great joy, responsibility in the deep sense of the word, which is ability to respond, and also humbleness. These are three words that we heard a lot this morning, but I'll say humbleness in the sense, on the deep sense of the word, that means the sense of right proportion, because if you feel yourself too big, you won't serve the system that you're activating, but also if you feel yourself very small, you also don't support the system. So humbleness is like the sense of right proportion. And I'll start by saying that I'm an edge worker. I am saturated with betweenness. And as a designer for regenerative systems, we normally start any project, any educational activation by looking at the locality, proximate whole, and greater whole. You can only regenerate systems, social and natural systems, by looking at whatever you're doing in your locality has an impact or a ripple effect in your proximate whole and your greater whole. And this award has a deeper impact in myself, in my locality, in my proximate whole and my greater whole, and I'll explain to you. In terms of my locality, it's very connected to my biography. I grew up in Brazil, listening to the tale of my great-great-grandmother, who was a free Guarani woman running naked in the forests of Brazil when she was captured by my great-great-grandfather, who was Portuguese. And that story kind of impressed my childhood, and as I start growing and questioning the world, I did not want to take any of the two roles. I didn't want to be the one that was persecuted or the one who was the captor, and I became an edge worker. I decided to bridge between the worlds, and having this award being given, or this recognition of my work being given in Tomar, which is a place where part of my motherland, but is a place where the Templars came and they had this deep connection with the sacred feminine. Somehow, this award makes a little bit of a bridge in my biography. It's like healing in Tomar, a recognition of my work with a woman, indigenous woman, Portuguese, so that's my locality being here, being healed. The proximate whole is related to our work with Gaia Education, which is a provider of education for sustainability, and our mission is to support communities to thrive within planetary boundaries. And as I mentioned yesterday in another panel, we have many scenarios ahead of us. We'll be going to 1.7 centigrades to 4 centigrades. This is going to happen to the economy, to the coastal zones, to the cities, but we can summarize all the scenarios ahead of us, humanity, into transition is going to happen. Either we are going to design or we're going to be victims of it. And Gaia Education is in the business of designing the transition. And within this, we teach many people, we create learning environments for people to get the skills to redesign our human presence in the world. So when we get this recognition, we also get a recognition to all the educators in over 54 countries, 109 different nationalities that have been in our learning journey with Gaia Education. So that's the proximate whole, the reverberation of this recognition to all the educators. And then the greater whole is very much related to the work of the Women Economic Forum. I just realized as I entered the field yesterday, first of all, I start feeling naked vis-a-vis to my hostess, because they have such an exuberance, and I feel like much more minimalist. And but I realized these women, what they're doing, they are also being an edge workers. They are already bridging in a very ancient gap that comes from the time of Neolithic, Paleolithic times, when we created, we humanity, women and men created two main institutions, matrimony and patrimony. So, does it mean half minute when the bell rings? Finished. Okay. So, speed up. Very quick, from Neolithic times to today, we women have been competing in many fields since that moment in history, because we were recognized in society through our relationship to men. Either we were daughters of somebody or married to somebody else, until my mother's and grandmother's generation. We have been deconstructing this very subtle competition between women. And one of the ways that we've been doing this is by practicing mudita, which is a Buddhist practice that says, your joy is my joy, your excellence is your excellence, your gifts, your talents are my talents. And this is a place where women are celebrating women for their talents. We are celebrating each other's joys. Therefore, the greater whole of this award touches me in my edge work, being half Brazilian, half European, touches Gaia Education and all our work in the world, and reinforces our age-long sisterhood commitment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, May. You indeed embody that universality that you speak of. You're an embodiment of that, and such a beautiful one. Really, I heard you speaking yesterday. You're ever eloquent. Your words They reverberate with meaning and message. Thank you. Joy. In a way, amplifying it. That's no coincidence. Absolute magnificence and absolute magic. You couldn't curate this better. Somebody did curate this, though. I don't know who it was. We have a special guest speaker on a video message. I will introduce him. It's Joaquim Paramarujo, a PhD in social cultural anthropology, a soul therapist, and transpersonal psychologist who has learned that the most important thing for a man, he's a man, is to have a good conscience and walk towards his own purification and self-revelation. We will hear from Joaquim, who's with us through this video message.
Bom dia a todas as almas que participam neste mavioso evento de partilha de experiências, conhecimentos e sabedoria. Um agradecimento muito especial para este reencontro de almas entre mim, vocês, a Tânia Castilho e a todos os membros da Women Economic Forum and Whole Ladies League. La Paz dizia que a gratidão é a pedra de toque das pessoas verdadeiramente honradas. Seria uma ingratidão não começar por agradecer humildemente este prémio que muito me honra e que é um privilégio ter tido a sorte de ter sido escolhido. Abracei a minha profissão como terapeuta de alma, termo que uso desde 1975, tendo como filosofia a fenomenologia sistémica e como ferramenta psicoterapêutica a orientação transpessoal. Ser terapeuta transpessoal nasce da angústia, da insónia e do desespero de ver morrer de fome, de doenças e na miséria o meu semelhante. Nasce também porque tenho no dia a dia recebido muita ternura, muito amor, muita simpatia e muita solidariedade. Sou, de facto, um homem feliz. Ao dedicar-me de corpo e alma, quer ao ensino universitário em variedades unidades curriculares como a antropologia, a saúde mental, a antropoanálise, a psicopatologia, a psicologia transpessoal, a gerontologia, quer com os meus consulentes em hospitais, centros de saúde, na comunidade e no consultório, permitiu-me ter um diálogo aberto, pessoa a pessoa. Deste encontro constante, permanente, empático e compaixão, ganhei uma certeza. O estar com os outros é, antes de mais, estar atentos a nós próprios. Tive a oportunidade de cruzar-me com mais de 35 mil pessoas em 48 anos de trabalho, através das minhas sessões de terapia, retiros presenciais, programas online, formações empresariais e universitárias, e aprendi que o mais importante não é compreender a pessoa, mas sim sentir. Apreender o sentimento e a comunhão de estarmos juntos para analisar e calçar os sapatos do outro que sofre e que muitas vezes faz da doença caminho. Contudo, os terapeutas da alma, ou como eu às vezes denomino de deserto, só podemos fazer com uma formação que nos permita a compreensão real da pessoa, no aqui e no agora. No seu todo bio-psico-emocional, social, histórico, económico, político, metafísico e espiritual. Durante toda a minha existência tenho visto tantas coisas que hoje certas atitudes me deixam indiferente. Vi homens chegarem à lua, vi desertos convertidos em oásis, vi a morte estampada nos doentes e nos idosos, vi a morte corroendo a carne dos homens, vi a miséria rolando nas lágrimas das crianças. Porém, algo me excita neste mundo conturbado, podre e turbulento, que é ver as pessoas que comeram o pão que o diabo amassou, crescerem até darem frutos de amor, fraternidade, companheirismo e solidariedade. Aproveito este momento para vos deixar uma simples mensagem que aprendi na Índia em 1974. Incorporei na minha mochila para esta vida apenas 4 simples leis espirituais. A primeira, a pessoa que chega é a pessoa certa. Segundo, o que acontece é a única coisa que poderia acontecer. Terceira, qualquer momento em que se comece é o momento certo. E a quarta, quando algo termina, termina. E para terminar esta breve conversa entre almas, é importante salientar que a minha formação académica está ligada à antropologia, espaço lusófono, cultura, economia e política, saúde mental comunitária e em clínica de saúde mental. A evolução psicoterapêutica começou por ser ligada ao behaviorismo ou ao comportamentalismo, pela psicanálise cognitivo-comportamental, psicologia transpessoal e, neste momento, a psicologia integrativa. Dediquei-me, desde 1971, ao teatro do oprimido, teatro holístico, psicodrama, constelações familiares, pedagógicas e organizacionais. E, neste momento, estou a desenvolver um método terapêutico que denomino antropocestémico, familiar, pedagógico e organizacional. As pessoas que me procuram vivem num autêntico triângulo dramático. Um jogo psicológico praticamente inconsciente que se pode repetir durante toda a vida. Este triângulo dramático inibe as pessoas de serem felizes porque estão a desempenhar papéis de vítimas, salvadoras ou perseguidoras. É um triângulo dramático que nos adoece e muitas vezes nos mata, como temos observado este ano, com 13 mulheres mortas, que são as vítimas, desde janeiro, por violência doméstica perpetuada pelos perseguidores. As pessoas salvadoras não têm vida própria, não se amam e vivem a vida dos outros porque são codependentes. Urge sair deste jogo dramático para se estabelecer relações saudáveis, porque há uma triangulação amorosa em que a pessoa integrará uma energia de masculinidade forte e assertiva, uma feminilidade quente e protetora e uma criança mágica. Ou seja, numa relação com os outros, somos assertivos, afáveis, empáticos, sensíveis, solidários, carinhosos, imaginativos e criativos. Estes 3 eus, a masculinidade, a feminilidade e a criança mágica, constituem uma personalidade plena e saudável. Atualmente, preocupo-me, ou seja, não me preocupo. Estou preocupado a refletir como é que é possível que crianças até aos 12 anos de idade já estejam viciadas em jogos de telemóveis e computadores e principalmente pelo número exagerado de cesarianas e o modo como são feitos os partos, porque é uma das causas de muitas feridas de abandono e rejeição, sombras que observam na maioria dos adolescentes. É urgente aprender a cuidar-nos com amor e, principalmente, a curar e a cuidar da nossa criança interna, cujo processo envolve 4 ações. Primeira, descobrir e praticar o ser eu verdadeiro. Segundo, identificar a nossa necessidade de estar aqui e agora, a nível físico, mental, emocional e espiritual, numa triangulação amorosa. Terceira, identificar, reviver e chorar a dor das nossas perdas nunca choradas, ou dos nossos traumas, na presença de terapeutas de alma. Quarto, identificar e ultrapassar os nossos problemas nucleares, as atitudes de tudo ou de nada, o controlo, o perfeccionismo, o negligenciar as necessidades humanas básicas e sociais, o medo do abandono, a ansiedade, conflitos, etc. Hoje, aqui e agora, formulo apenas um simples desejo: que toda a humanidade não corte a árvore bravia, mas sim a enxerte com amor para que frutifique em relações vivenciais onde exista o amor, o carinho, a paz, o companheirismo, a fraternidade, a tolerância e a solidariedade. Só assim teremos uma nova sociedade. Um bem-aja a todos vocês e que sejam muito felizes. E obrigado.
Thank you, Joachim. Even though you're not with us in person, you are in spirit. A message of true Buddhahood. And it's no synchronicity in my mind that the messages carrying utmost, deepest divinity are coming forth through every speaker. It's so touching, it's so moving. So we thank you for your beautiful message that carried the essence of the world we live in a way. Really beautiful. I invite Carla Costello to please share her journey with us. It's an honor.
Welcome. Good morning. First of all, I must thank the opportunity to be here and to meet such great women and men and listen to their work and a little bit of their history. Being a journalist, my job is to tell important and meaningful stories from the present time. Often, those stories are not pleasant to tell. They are about injustice, threats, losses, and even death. Covering environmental issues for almost 19 years now, I tell too often those sad, awful stories that have to be told. Communities that face air or water pollution, for instance, caused by a company that is a big employer in the region. People who lose their homes or businesses in a flash flood, or people who get burned or even die in a mega fire, are not stories that I enjoy telling. Nobody does, I suppose. But I'm fully aware that those stories of denouncing human rights threats and violations, pollution, and reporting about environmental problems, about extreme, sometimes dramatic events, climate change, biodiversity loss, etc., are part of the public service mission of a journalist. Nevertheless, in the past 19 years, I also had the privilege to tell some good, inspiring stories. I'm talking about stories of people working in the present to build the world of well-being, better living conditions, social justice, and environmental balance they would like to live for the next generations. A very different world from the reality of over-exploitation of natural resources, excessive consumption, and waste accumulation. One of the most recent of those stories was about the young people who in Portugal, like in many other countries around the world, took the streets and those young people took the streets to ask for urgent political action to tackle climate change and keep temperature rise well below 1.5 degrees Celsius. I met Matilde Alvim, a 17-year-old girl from Palmela, who, inspired by the young climate activist from Sweden, Greta Thunberg, brought the idea of school striking for climate here in Portugal, Friday, the 15th of March. She told me she believes young people are awakening and will not allow adults to keep sweeping this problem under the carpet. Young women activists are leading a hopefully transformative movement. Knowing we all, human and other living species, share the same planet and its limited resources, the sense of community is one of the aspects that drive my attention when I'm looking for a story to tell. 10 years ago, in 2009, I went to Freixo do Meio farm in Montemor, southern Portugal, run by Alfredo Cunhal Sendim, to report about his organic farm, his agroecological project with a strong connection to the local community. I remember that the farm tractors circulated with waste cooking oil in a project that involved the schools of the region. One school meal a week was made with these farm products, and in exchange, students gave the frying oil their parents used in their kitchens at home. Later, in 2012, I visited Aldeia das Amoreiras, also in Alentejo, where a group of people had started a transition initiative, a transition to a post-oil era. Lunch was partially cooked in a solar oven with vegetables harvested from the garden. Community is once again a key element in a movement that promotes a culture of exchange and mutual aid. The transition movement defends a low-carbon economy based on local production and consumption, long before the politicians started to talk about energy transition and carbon neutrality. I did many reports in these 19 years, and especially in this last decade, about renewable energy cooperatives, projects that nurture the nature. And in my job, I have also had the chance to meet inspiring people, many of them women, working in science, NGOs, and businesses. And it was very good to notice that many of them were also awarded prizes this weekend in the Women Economic Forum here in Tomar. Luisa Schmidt, a sociologist and researcher at the Institute of Social Science at the University of Lisbon, who writes a beautiful column in Expresso newspaper, Qualidade de Vida. Paulo Sobral, researcher at the Marine and Environmental Science Center and founder of the Portuguese Marine Litter Association, who works to understand the impact of plastic waste as on the environment. Or Raquel Gaspar, biologist from Ocean Alive, who I met because of her work with dolphins in the Sado River estuary, and as now a wonderful project I think she talked about, Guardiãs do Mar, with other women to protect the river ecosystem, project that I have already reported about. In the past 10 years, I coordinated a program named Terra Alerta, Earth on Alert, another one, Green Economy, Economia Verde, and did hundreds of news reports about social and environmental issues for SIC Television, where I work for. It was a busy and rewarding decade professionally and personally as well. Nevertheless, I sincerely feel I did too little. I know that there were and are still so many important stories to be told and covered. Many of those remain uncovered. It is crucial to inform the public, to inform the citizens about what is happening in the world and explain things in an accessible way. Thankfully, in the past 10 years, the Portuguese public had the chance to read and listen to other Portuguese women journalists who did a very good job covering environment and science. Journalists such as Carla Tomás from Expresso, Filomena Neves from Diário de Notícias, Teresa Firmino from Público, Helena Juraldes from Wilder Magazine, Arlinda Brandão from Antena 1 Radio, Vera Novaes from Observador website, and other fellow women journalists. I would like to share this award with them. Journalism still plays a very important role in our society, preserving democracy. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your words. You are indeed a legacy unto yourself. And what a beautiful gesture to dedicate that award to your compatriots. Utmost generosity. We'd expect no less from a woman with your accomplishments. Thank you. It's my privilege and pleasure to invite Fernanda Ribeiro to please speak with us and share her journey.
Olá. Antigamente dizia que era mais fácil para mim correr do que falar. Neste momento, as duas coisas são difíceis.
I used to say that it was easier for me to run than to speak. Now both things are hard.
Vou começar por contar um bocadinho da minha carreira.
I will tell you a bit about my story, my career.
Eu comecei a correr com 9 anos.
I started running when I was 9.
Numa aldeia muito pequena.
In a small village.
Não foi fácil porque era rapariga.
It wasn't easy because I was a girl.
E foi muito importante porque meus pais me permitiram fazer o que eu gostava.
But my parents allowed me to do what I liked.
Representei o meu país pela primeira vez quando tinha 13 anos.
I first represented my country when I was 13 years of age.
Ganhei a minha primeira medalha de ouro com 17 anos.
I won my first gold medal when I was 17.
A minha segunda medalha com 18.
My second when I was 18.
E o meu grande sonho de ir aos Jogos Olímpicos em 88, os meus primeiros jogos.
And my great dream of going to the Olympics in 88.
A seguir tive uma fase muito má na minha carreira.
Then I had a bad phase in my career.
Até 92.
Until 92.
Nos Jogos Olímpicos de Barcelona.
In the Barcelona Olympics.
Onde pensei em abandonar a minha carreira. A seguir voltei.
I came back.
E em 94 comecei a ganhar medalhas.
And in 94 I started winning medals.
94 ganhei 2 medalhas.
94 2 medals.
95 fui campeã do mundo, que era um grande sonho que eu tinha, ganhei mais 3 medalhas.
95 I was the world champion and I won 3 more medals.
Até que cheguei a 96, que era o maior sonho da minha vida, era ser campeã olímpica. E tive um desgosto porque o médico me deu a minha carreira como terminada em abril de 1996 e os Jogos Olímpicos eram em agosto.
So in 96 I had a big disappointment because the doctor said my career as an athlete was over and this was in April and the Olympics were in August.
Mais uma vez me lembrei do sonho de criança que era ser campeã olímpica. E no dia 2 de agosto estava a ser campeã olímpica, estava a ganhar uma medalha de ouro para o meu país.
Nevertheless, I followed my dream. And won the gold medal.
Em 2000 volto a ganhar mais uma medalha nos Jogos Olímpicos em Sydney, de bronze, apesar de ter corrido mais rápido a 40 segundos, que ainda é recorde nacional. E foi uma medalha que para mim me soube a ouro, já que tinha a carreira como terminada em 96, passado 4 anos, ainda estive nos Jogos Olímpicos e fui medalhada, soube muito a ouro.
4 years later, in 2000, I won the bronze medal, though for me it tasted like gold because I was the I broke the national record, and it was 4 years after I ended my career.
Estive em 5 Jogos Olímpicos, que acho que é o sonho de todos os atletas.
I've been in 5 Olympic Games.
E só não estive nos 6 porque o meu país não me levou, apesar de ter mínimos internacionais, o meu país não me levou, que é uma tristeza porque era um recorde, nunca ninguém tinha feito 6 Jogos Olímpicos. E aquilo a mensagem que eu quero deixar é que para nunca desistirem dos seus sonhos, porque se eu tivesse desistido, como tive para desistir em 92, eu nunca tinha sido campeã olímpica. Obrigada.
So then Fernanda didn't go to her 6th Olympic Games because her country didn't take her. It would be another record because no one has ever gone to 6 Olympic Games. But she says, follow your dreams and never give up. Otherwise, I would never be an Olympic medalist.
You are indeed the author of your destiny. Thank you for showing us the way. Thank you. You are a testimony to the fact that anything is possible. Amazing. And for our last speaker on this panel, we have an iconic woman, the ever elegant. I invite Catarina Furtado.
Bom dia a todos e a todas. Good morning. First of all, I want to applaud you. Yeah, you deserve a big applause. You're doing a very nice job, and it's not easy. And I know very well your job. It's not easy because people are listening too much time here, and it's almost lunchtime. So I'll be very quickly. I want to say congratulations to all of these wonderful women. Fernanda, you are an inspiration. Thank you. Thank you. And I learn, I'm just saying Fernanda, because I learn in my mission in life that we need role models to change lives. We need people that really did, with hard work, with hard believing, and they did. So we need that, because that shows us that it's possible to change the world. World is a wonderful place, as you know. I've been doing television for the past 27 years. As a TV host, as an actress, and as a documentary author. So in 2000, I was invited by Kofi Annan to be Goodwill Ambassador for United Nations Population Fund, which means UNFPA, which is an organism from United Nations that works, most of all, gender equality, youth potential, sexual and reproductive health, non-violence, non-discrimination, and all the issues about maternal health. So since then, like 18 years old, I've been traveling around the world, and I start to see the world beyond the numbers, beyond the statistics. I start to see the world through the voices, the faces, and the stories of people who really suffer. And I have to tell you that my experience, and it's long already, shows that it's really clear the people who suffer the most in our world are women and young girls. I saw many times women dying when they were delivering a baby because there were no conditions that we have here in Portugal, simple ones. No access to health center, to qualified doctors or people from the hospital. And I will never forget that, because it's something that we should, everyone, in every little place that we have in our society, we should work to end mortality maternal. I saw too many, I saw child marriage, I saw female genital mutilation. I saw many things that I don't want to see anymore, but I know that I will see it again. So that's why I work every day, and I have a meaning for my life. I work on TV, but I know that my place, the place where I'm more happy, I'm happier, is on the field working with many wonderful people. I believe in people. I believe in people with heart, working with them to end all these incredible and horrible things that happen in the world. So 7 years ago, I just found my own NGO, Hearts with a Crown, and we are doing our best here in Portugal, but also around the world, to end violence based on gender, to work with young people, There's a lot of young people here. You have to know your power. You have to understand that you have a power that can really change things. Please believe in yourself and have a voice, please. We need your voice. I will just end up saying thank you for this award. This award is for me, but it's also for for my team, my little team. And I can promise you that I will continue my mission. Thank you.
Wow, you get a thundering applause. Thank you for being a woman of substance and to do all the work that you stand for and do so dedicatedly. A true ambassador of light and hope. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Katerina, an iconic woman. What an enlightening morning. An absolute privilege to begin with the awards ceremony. Without further ado, I invite Dr. Harbeen Arora to be please joined by our dignitaries on the dais, Mayor of Tomar and the Secretary of State, Maria do Céu Albuquerque. I invite our first awardee this morning, Maria Boreto, to please accept this award as a Woman of the Decade. A Woman of the Decade in social education. We congratulate you. Inviting May East to accept this honor as a Woman of the Decade in sustainability and leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for May East accepting this honor at the Women Economic Forum in Portugal 2019. Carla Costello, please accept this honor for the inspiring work you do in environmental journalism, accepting this award as a leader, as a Woman of the Decade. Inviting Fernanda Ribeiro. I don't hear you. I should see hands waving in the air. Do you meet women like this every day? No, in person, maybe in television, not in person. Inviting Caterina Furtado to accept this award as a Woman of the Decade in public life. On behalf of the All Ladies League at the Women Economic Forum in Tomar, Portugal 2019. We have two other awards that we had the presence of the two gentlemen who chose not to be here in person. But they were very much in spirit. Yes, bad shows. So we have their awards as well. We acknowledge them as honorable leaders of the decade as well. I invite the beautiful ladies here to come together for a group photograph, so we can capture this moment for posterity. That's good, audience. I also invite the Honorable Mayor of Tomar to kindly present a small token of gratitude and affection to the Secretary of State, Maria Cel Albuquerque. In sisterhood, in togetherness, in love, in compassion, in harmony. And I also invite Maria to maybe say a few words. Oh, yes. A hand-woven a shawl from India. Sorry about the plastic. Yeah. Bad people. You're ruining our plastic couch. What an honor. What an honor for the craftsmen who have woven this. And it now found a home in a beautiful woman's heart. I invite Maria to please say a few words. Thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you. Bom dia a todas e a todos. É um gosto imenso estar aqui, nesta que também é a minha terra. Como sabem, eu até há um mês e uma semana fui presidente da Câmara Municipal de Abrantes, mas também da Comunidade Intermunicipal do Médio Tejo, e estar hoje aqui em representação do Governo a homenagear os homens e as mulheres que não contam histórias, contam a sua história de vida, que é inspiradora e que todos os dias nos dá força para continuarmos a lutar e a trabalhar para criarmos um mundo mais justo, mais solidário, onde todas e todos tenham a sua oportunidade.
Okay, so after this long text, I'm supposed to translate. Okay. Of course. The thing that stays is that the community is what makes the difference, is that we have to work together in order to make a difference. That really sums up what Maria do Céu has transmitted, and she was, until a month ago, the mayor of Abrantes, and has now passed on to a different task, but always serving the community so that the community can serve itself.
I speak in Portuguese. Quero agradecer-lhe muito por ter escolhido Tomar e Portugal para esta iniciativa. Queria dizer-lhe que vesti-me de preto para hoje poder receber este lindo lenço indiano e levá-lo daqui também e levar-vos a todos e a todas no meu coração. Há um ano estive na Índia consigo, com esta grande equipa, onde pude também receber um galardão que ostento com muito orgulho, mas com uma grande responsabilidade de servir sempre aquilo que são os propósitos também que este vosso movimento nos traz todos os dias como desafio de vida.
You gotta be kidding. Not after all these days listening to people. I'm not gonna translate all of that because I can't remember. But thank you for choosing Tomar to host the Women Economic Forum, for doing it in Portugal, in the center, in the heart of the country. And I dress in black because I can now wear this beautiful stole you have offered me. And I was in India a year ago and was bestowed with an award, which I choose to honor by doing the best I can for the community. I hope.
Yes, it's... E para terminar, quero agradecer à minha colega e amiga Anabela Freitas, a presidente da Câmara Municipal de Tomar, também por me ter oferecido este símbolo de Tomar, que é um símbolo de partilha. Habituámo-nos as duas a partilhar responsabilidades, palcos, experiências, a partilhar responsabilidade e continuamos, as duas imbuídas desse espírito. Por isso, termos também trabalhado juntas para a organização desta Conferência Mundial e daí estar tão satisfeita por hoje, neste dia, podermos juntos e juntas celebrar a vida e dizer-vos, como dizia o Papa Francisco esta semana, o futuro é agora e estamos a construí-lo. Muito obrigada.
I'll start with the end. The future is now, and we are building it at this moment. And I want to thank my colleague and friend for offering me this symbol, this very traditional symbol of bounty and of togetherness, of sharing, because this has been definitely an example of sharing as we have shared during all of these months, the organization of this event together, both municipalities working in partnership to make this happen. So, thank you.
Okay. Obrigada. Thank you so much for such a beautiful, beautiful morning. It was like going on a journey. It really was. Thank you to each one of you for being the lighthouses that you all are. Thank you. Let's hear it for them and for you. You guys have been amazing as well. Thank you for all the energy you're throwing out there. Thank you. Thank you for opening your hearts wide, wide open. Really, the light is reflecting so beautifully.
I just want to add that this conference has been so much about the heart. And I was wondering, what is the place of the heart? We've spoken so much about the heart. And I just thought, if you look at the spellings of heart, what are the spellings of heart, Mansi?
H-E-A-R-T.
And when we bring two words together, I thought that when we bring those two words together, it creates a combination word called heart. And what are those two words? One starts with the H-E called heaven, and the other starts with E-A-R-T, earth. So when you bring heaven and earth together, that's right there in your heart. And that is what this place has revealed to me, revealed to us. So once again, congratulations to all of you and a celebration of Tomar, the heart of Portugal.
Beautiful. Thank you all once again. Obrigada from the deepest corners of our heart. Thank you all. Thank you. Just to let you know that we do have a wellness buffet available for you right behind you. Beautiful barley and orange juice. But don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. It's there. I'm just saying it's there. Tanya, I invite you to please announce and reveal something we have all been waiting for.
So because the future is now, now it's time for us to honor our youth. I'm going to call on stage the members of the jury of the Youth for a Sustainable World Now contest. Alexandre Pereira from Gaia Education. Célio Marques from IPT, Polytech. Catarina Serrão from The World. And Tânia Martinho from Tomars Parish and Youth Projects. So now our president of the jury will announce what the results have been.
Well, first saying thank you so much for inviting Gaia Education and myself to be in the jury. It's a very hard position to judge others because judgment is always something that we see as negative, but it shouldn't be. If you see it, it's something that you put your energy to help others to find their own value. And I believe all the jury here was discussing this in this perspective. There's no winners, there's no defeat. Everybody that participated in this contest gave their best, and they gave their best to make the world a better world through the Sustainable Development Goals. And that's what makes the difference. So I feel very much aligned with everything we saw, and congratulations to the whole teams, the youth that participate with their ideas from different countries and bring this to the WEF. So announcing the winners is just a way of saying we recognize you as the best, but we also recognize all the projects. So the first project actually are 2 projects. So we're going to show the results before saying the names. So this is the votes from the jury, and all in the same boat has more votes, and then the reversers, and then the Ghana project that we should evaluate because they didn't have the chance to be present the project, but this is a very interesting project, and then Save the Ganges from Spain, Barcelona. So this is the jury, but this is not the end. Wait, we want to be very transparent in the process because we discuss it, we read the projects, we analyze the projects, but we want to bring transparency in the whole process here. So now this is the public, and as you can see, the public evaluates. Sir, can you show the graphic again? The reversers are the winners for the public, and then all in the same boat, and then Ghana and Save the Ganges. So by the end, the difference was really, really 1%. And we believe that 1% is not enough to value one project more than another. So we decide to give the first prize to the reversers and all in the same boat. Congratulations. And they win both. So congratulations also to the other projects, and we strongly advise to keep perseverate with resilience, implementing the Sustainable Development Goals to make the world be possible to the next decades for the future generations. Thank you so much. It's very important to announce also Ghana project as the 3rd place once there are no 2nd place. So all these teams will be part of the mentoring program as the prize, and we hope. So please come to the stage.
All these young people, all these teams, all these projects are a big inspiration for all of us. Please, a big applause for all the projects. Muitos parabéns. Muitos parabéns. Muitos parabéns. Muitos parabéns. Parabéns. Mas é o presidente, é o acho que é o I call the vice-mayor for the prizes. Big applause for him also.
Congratulations, né? Parabéns. Não? É o contrário? É esta? Para ver se estavam atentos. E para vocês, parabéns também. E parabéns a todos. Congratulations to all.
And for the other team. So a gift from Dr. Harbin Arora to you, to the team. And another gift. And they have, it's a gift from Bio Ayurveda, and you can share it because each box has 12 items. Okay. So we'll just explain what the prize is and hopefully call the mentors. I hope they're in the room. Yes, some of them are, I've seen. So what these young leaders of today are winning is a 5-day mentorship program called Unbox Your World. And this is for what? It contains leadership, public speaking, financial advice, conscious breath, conscious choices, and much more to help them implement their projects. So the mentors are Alexandre Pereira, May East, mentor for the program. And thank you, May. And Frederico Fezes Vital is also a mentor in the program. From Junior Achievement Portugal. And so what we're going to do is give them a 5-day intensive program on how to expand their leadership and their projects, and then another 2-month online program called Change Boost. And there will be other mentors for sure joining the boat. And I must say that all of these mentors are working pro bono, so they are offering the best they have and the municipality is helping also sponsor the trips and the food, the accommodation for this mentorship program. So it wouldn't be possible without collaboration. So thank you very, very much for your enthusiasm, for your inspiration, for choosing to be on this boat, all of us together, and I'm sure we'll make a lot of changes on the way. And see you soon. We will talk afterwards as to when and how we will do this, okay? Second edition of this contest will be launched hopefully next month. So this means that we will launch it and other teams can start registering and preparing their projects for the 2020 edition. Okay, thank you very much. Youth for a Sustainable World Now. And also, I forgot to mention, but Linda's school is also a sponsor of this project, and my own project called In Passion Coaching. I'm also a mentor in the project.
Before we end this wonderful gathering, I want to thank all the silent volunteers really who are there at the food counters. They are, you know, making this whole thing look so seamless, as if no work is being done, and it's also effortless, but they are the ones who are putting all the effort in ensuring that the tea is warm when we reach it, that all the beautiful food is laid out for us, all of you, and at the audio-visual counter over there, I know you guys have made this, you're making us all look like rock stars with your technology. So thank you so much, everyone over there. I know this beauty is not possible without a team. And I want to also, in particular, thank a wonderful soul brother that I have found here. So I not only have a soul sister, I have a soul brother, Pedro, if you are here in the room. I want to thank you for the support of the divine masculine that you have extended to the divine feminine. And can we have you here, please? I know only if Tanya says it's possible.
Come on stage. Actually, we need to call all of the organizing committee on stage for this final moment. Please, so Pedro, João, Rosa Fernandes, my partner in crime, and who supported me throughout so many months. And who has provided the coffee breaks for us, and not only all of the accountancy and lots of the emails you received also came from Pedro. We have Joana Ferreira and the organizing committee. Where are you, Joana? Supporting us with different tasks throughout the whole period. Paula Bravo. Paula Bravo is not down here, but she's in the house, in this huge house here. Bárbara Pinto. with us in the Secretariat and General Coordination in many special ways. Margarida Moreira, our 5-star designer, working pro bono throughout all of these months to make our conference look absolutely amazing. Espera bocadinho. Cidália Guia will have to come on stage, please. Where are you, Cidália? I can't see her. She's run away. She's not here. Sonia Bastos, are you in the house? No? They've gone to prepare the next surprise for everyone. That's why they're not here, because they're working for everyone. And these are the core members of the organizing committee who have worked really hard, but with all their heart to make this happen. This is only possible because the heart is at work. So, this is the core team plus Cidália and Sonia Bastos are the ones who zealously make this happen. Thank you, Cidália, for all your dedication. It's absolutely amazing. This lady is a firehouse. She solves problems all the time. She doesn't see problems, she just sees solutions. And Sonia, who is equally, okay. Right, so I really needed to have everyone here because this is not one single person working. We are a team, strong in the heart. Actually, because we are profoundly divine humans. That's why this has worked this way.
I will also remember here a team of people sitting in India at the Secretariat who have never met any of them, and they have never met any of them, and they worked in teamwork and sisterhood as if they are there in togetherness forever, they are there. So a big shout out to the team sitting in India, which is not here, but they are here in our heart and spirit. So thank you, Tanya.
I'd like to commend the compassion of this team working in India. They are so loving, so loving. It is completely outstanding the way they communicate with us every single time. Thank you. And now we can start our closing session. So I invite everyone to please depart so that leave the house. No, stay in the house, but off the stage for a moment. Yeah, we're just gonna have the closing speech. You're in it. So who's in it?
And just like that, we're upon the closing ceremony.
We have Ghana online, we have Ghana in the house. Yay, now the technology is cooperating. Wow.
Yeah, it's trying to. Welcome, welcome Ghana. Congratulations! You have won a prize.
Please, well, please. What's the position, please? We can't see it well. Somewhere. Okay. What is that? Please, what's the position? Oh, thank you so much.
Ah, okay. Yes. Yes, on behalf of the Ghana team, you'd like to say a few words? Yes, please.
Okay, so we want to say a very big thank you for this award. On behalf of the team from Ghana, we are so grateful to you all for voting for us and then for giving us this award. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Do all in the same boat want to say something about their prize? All in the same boat team, do you want to say something? You do. Of course you do. You're the leaders. Okay. So we're flipping this all. Yeah, let's call these first. These beautiful, amazing, inspiring, world-changing.
Thank you. Normal, that's fine. Okay. So we had a little speech prepared, and I was supposed to memorize it during the coffee break, which I haven't, so I'm going to keep my phone here in case I forget something. So good morning, everyone. In the name of the All in the Same Boat, we would like to thank you all for welcoming us into this amazing conference and this project. We would like to thank Dr. Harbin Aurora for founding this amazing forum that will continue to be a very important mark in the world, and Tania Castillo for organizing this conference in this beautiful city of Tomar that has welcomed us so well and gave us this wonderful weekend.
So we want to thank but first we want to thank our class that helped us with the development of this project. We also want to thank the volunteers that guide us through the city of Tomar, this beautiful city. And then we want to thank all the teachers that were with us throughout this journey, especially our English teacher right there, Candida Grijó. It is because of her that we know this project, and she helped us with our tasks regarding to this project, and without her, none of this could be possible.
All of your positive feedback and advices were really enriching, and they really helped us grow a lot in these last few days. This exchange of ideas will definitely give us the opportunity to improve many aspects of our project, and not only in our project, but also in our lives. And I hope that no matter what will happen next, things will never be the same, in the sense that young people can and will make a difference. We will proceed this journey in order to attain a more sustainable world and work together to build a better future, because we are all in the same boat. Thank you.
Reversers, do you want to say anything? Of course they do. Ha. They've even got a... No. A speech this long. No. Thank you.
Actually, we don't have anything prepared, but I think that we know what we want to say. We want to thank everyone that has all in the same boat said. Have organized this. This is really important for us and for everyone outside there. And we know that we can make a difference, as you have already made. These beautiful women have already made a difference, and of course the men that are here. And we know that we can do this, even knowing that we are younger. We also want to say that it's such a pleasure for having this opportunity of fighting for a better planet. We know that we can make the difference, and we know that it's possible. There's no planet B, and we're fighting for our planet that is yours. And those little steps that we are trying to make can make the difference, and we have to act now. There's no time to hesitate. So we are really thankful, and let's fight for a better future. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will now proceed with our closing, non-closing ceremony. Because the day will not end now, it's just the closing of the sessions, but there is an open networking afternoon, and we will have a very special lunch today.
Tell us, what is it?
I want you to be surprised. Anyway, but I can tell you, it's at that beautiful garden you've been photographing all weekend. Right beside here, called the Mochão Park, and we will be going there after this. And then there are the guided tours as well. So we will start the closing, non-closing ceremony. Please,
If I could be joined on the stage by Dr. Harbeen Arora, the pinnacle of the All Ladies League and the Women Economic Forum. This woman makes history every day when she gets out of bed. I invite Tania Castelio to please take the main stage. A woman of multiple talents and a heart brimming with love and light. And we invite our co-hostess, the Mayor of Tomar, Annabella Freitas. It's an honor once again. I invite you to please, to please give the closing remarks.
Bom dia a todas e a todos. Allow me in first place to invite you to send positive energy to our sisters and brothers in Mozambique. And why I ask you for this? Last Friday, Tomar sent a team of fireworks
and equipment to help those in Mozambique. Precisely the same day, we start this journey here in Tomar. And I think nothing happens with a meaning. And if we Friday sent a team of fireworks from Tomar to Mozambique at the same time, and I'm grateful for you to bring to Tomar this event, it's a message that you live in the local community that is possible to change. Here in Tomar, we are very work hard to the climate change. We have a local strategy to adaptation to the climate change. And the message that you send here for these 3 days is not the end of a path. It's the beginning of a path that we all together need to walk with each other. That's what I want to say to you. This morning I recall a message. It's a message from John Kennedy. It's not about what the country, what the local community can do for you. It's about what you can do for the local community and for the country and for the world. Together, we can do it. This is not Barack Obama, okay, but I'm a fan of Barack Obama. And for finish, I'm not speaking Latin, non nobis domine, it's our lamb for Templar, but I'll give you all the good energy, the positive energy. If you have positive energy in everything we do, we can make the change. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for choosing Tomar, for start the change in this local community. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Mayor, for your kindest, loving words. You know, we've heard this before, and this weekend encapsulates this idea that a mind that is stretched by a new idea never goes back to its original dimension. And we have been stretched and pulled and expanded into an everlasting ecosystem of a higher consciousness. So thank you for playing host. Thank you for inviting us into the heart of this beautiful country. Thank you. Obrigada. Obrigada. Harbeen, I invite you to please leave us with the beauty that is the quintessential Harbeen Aurora.
Thank you so much. Really, at the end, like Honorable Mayor, I'm left with very few words, but just a great sense of gratitude to everyone who made this magic possible for every one of us. And like my dear soul sister Mansi said, that a mind and a spirit and a heart outstretched, once outstretched, can never go back. So we have become, all of us, bigger, more inclusive, more expansive, and that already is the greatest gift that this gathering has given us. And all the preparation, all the blood and sweat, literally, that went into organizing this feels so worth it at the end, that no matter how tired some of us might be, the organizing team, for having taken on this mammoth task. And each time we do a Women Economic Forum edition, there is a sort of exhaustion and tiredness at the same time that there is a sort of energizing as well. And you think when you're doing it, oh, this is the final time I'll do something like this. This is exactly what I thought when I did the first event in Goa with the Portuguese connection again. And look at it, we are at the end of the 24th edition, despite my saying this is it. So, I know Tanya, you're not going to stop. And I know Tomar, you're not going to stop. So each one of you, be unstoppable, stay unstoppable. You are the universe. Thank you.
Thank you, Harbeen. Tanya, if I may, let your beautiful words echo into all of Tomar and all of our hearts.
Well, there isn't much left to say, actually, because the whole event is living proof of what it is. And it's possible because of the choice to live from the heart and to trust the divine guidance fully and put the human at its service. That's why everything has been flowing seamlessly because of that guidance, because it's been totally and fully embraced and allowed into our lives, into this space. Thank you for allowing. I would like also to mention that we will be handing out some donations as a result of this event. So actually it's interesting to see how everything that comes around goes around. We have received immense support, not only in personal terms with staff, people who have helped in so many different ways, but also monetarily we have had support, namely from the municipality and other sponsors. The municipality is not a sponsor, it's co-host. But that allows us to donate as well to others. So we were supposed to have a concert last night, which we had to postpone due to organizational issues. And we had already sold a few tickets, and so the full amount of those tickets, which is 110 euros, is for the Centro de Acolhimento Temporário Tomar, the temporary home, the temporary shelter for orphan children here in Tomar. We also had announced that 10% of all of the book sales would be donated. And we thank Papelaria Livraria Nova for the support during the whole weekend. I don't know if there's any percentage because I haven't checked. But anyhow, if there is, it will go to Chain, which is an organization created by Soul Sister Carla Horta, who lives in the Netherlands but is Portuguese. And she has created a project where she empowers people in India to start their own business by becoming hairdressers. So she offers them the course and the full kit to start a new life. We are also donating to Escolinha Kutsaka, Susana Cravo's organization. This is a personal donation. We are donating 100 euros to her because we didn't have to donate to the concert, so we transferred the donation. And as said, announced yesterday, there will be a donation for Gaia Education, Junior Achievement, Carnevali Foundation, Mundos de Vida, and Kimberly Moore Foundation. All of these are a product of educational projects we've developed which allow us to raise funds to donate. So what goes around comes around. And the message I want to leave is, whatever you put into life, life will expand and bring back to you. So please be aware of your thoughts, your deeds, and your words, because they magnify each and every moment. And if you put in what you wish to receive, that is exactly what will come back to you. Thank you very much. Dr. Harbin Arora and Mansi, they were not at the fabulous Templar Gala dinner because they needed to rest, but our mayor had a certificate of appreciation for them. It was just a small token of appreciation, but we know that the heart is there fully. We will, of course, be offering certificates of appreciation to many others and also recommendation letters to all of our volunteers so that they can have them in their CV and that can serve them in the future.
Namaste, obrigada. Thank you so much for the kindness in your heart and for your generosity. We want to give you
and take a group photo, please. And without the public, there would be no event, right? So thank you so much for coming. Please come to the front. So we can have our not final, because we can have another one at lunchtime, but another group photo. And don't forget, that lunch is at the garden, Mochon Park, right beside this pavilion. Not offered, but prepared by Kansha, a vegetarian and vegan restaurant. So it's going to be another special occasion, waste-free. We still have a special surprise artistic moment to end this, so don't leave. Don't go away to the park yet. Stay for our fado, the last moment of art on this stage for this weekend. With Julia Quadros and her husband, who is José Morgado.
So. Let's sing together. The song is called April in Portugal. It's a fado of Coimbra. Was played by and sung by Amália Rodrigues. Oh, I'm sorry, Amália. And he has too many versions all around the world. One of the versions was played by Louis Armstrong in jazz, a jazz version. I will try to sing in Portugal, in English, and let's see. I hope you enjoy it. I found my April dream in Portugal with you. When we discovered romance like we never knew. My heart was in the clouds, my heart went crazy too. And madly I said, I love you. Too soon I heard you say, this dream is for a day. That's Portugal and love in April. And when the showers fell, those tears I know so well, they told me it was spring for fooling me. Oh, I found my happy dream in Portugal with you. When we discovered romance like I never knew. Then morning brought the rain, and no, my heart dreams in true. But still my heart says, I love you. This sad reality to know it couldn't be. That's Portugal and love in April. The music and the wine convinced me you were mine, but it was just a spring fooling me. I found my April dream in Portugal with you. When we discovered romance like I never knew. But the morning brought the rain, and now my dreams is true. But still my heart says, I love you. Now in Portugal. Coimbra é uma canção de sonho e tradição. O lento é uma canção da lua faculdade. O livre é uma mulher, só passa quem souber. E aprende-se a dizer saudade. But still my heart says, I love you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you. Thank you so much.
ones to make this work right.
We are the ones to make this work right. 'Cause we are the ones, we are the ones, we are the ones. We will sing and shout, say we are the ones to make this work right. 'Cause we are the ones, we are the ones, we are the ones.
Thank you. I want to thank Julia and José for their contribution, and I want to remind the youngsters from the contest, Youth for a Sustainable World Now youngsters, that they have a workshop offered by Carl Munson this afternoon to learn how to create their own online radio. That's another prize that they get from winning this contest. Okay, bye-bye. See you in a moment.